just got to the college. It's on a hill, so I have to walk up to get to the library. That gazebo looks fucking fly, dude. I have found it. I just finished doing some studying on archaeology for the first time ever. I studied for about 80 minutes. I chose a textbook and downloaded it off of a very specific, definitely legal website. And the textbook is one I picked because it goes into how archaeology is done, the discipline of archaeology, in the context of certain discoveries. Like, for example, the terracotta warriors that were discovered in the 1970s, the discovery of the first bones of a Neanderthal, shit like that. And oh God, there's so much to say about it. I should probably keep this on, excited. I'm so excited about how much there is to learn from this field of anthropology. So this is what they don't tell you about history. History is not the study of the past. History is the study of the past through written word, which those two things are very different from each other. Written word, for one thing, only spans back around 5,500 years ago. That's not that long ago. And even then, that's when writing first kind of first appeared. And that is the birth of history. But there's also something between prehistory, before writing ever existed, and history, when writing existed, called proto-history. And what that is that's the middle period between when people first started writing and when everyone started writing, or when everyone kind of picked up the trade of writing, the skill of writing. And even then, written accounts of the past only account for so much of the past. Up until very recently, most of the people who were able to write, who were literate, were nobles, upper class. It was a privileged thing because learning at all, education, was a very privileged thing that you could only do if you had enough time on your hands and if you had the resources. That's not like a political or opinionated statement, by the way. That's just how it was back then. So history isn't necessarily the study of the past, though it very much helps us understand the past. Do not get me wrong. It is more so the study of the literate past, how people who were literate describe the past and described their present. There were entire civilizations of people, entire ethnicities and groups of people who were simply not literate. And that didn't necessarily mean they were stupid. It could easily mean that they just didn't need to write with their way of life. On top of that, history is mainly the study of human past, and not the study of, say, the past of animals. That's more so, I believe, paleontology. It's not necessarily a study of the Earth's past. That would be geology, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a study of the universe's past. That would be cosmology, if I'm not mistaken. The list goes on and on. It's more narrow than you might think. So archaeology goes a little bit beyond written history. It starts taking a look at materials. That's pretty much what archaeology is. Human beings are very material creatures, after all. We had material way before we had the written word. We had statues and cave paintings and weapons and other tools and shelter and clothing, etc., etc., etc. And it turns out that you can use material to paint a really good picture, to get a really good idea of how human beings used to live. You can understand culture and religion, spirituality, scholarship. So you can see why I am incredibly excited to continue learning about this, and I have added it to my bucket list, sort of, to learn more about other forms of the study of the past, such as cosmology, paleontology, and the like. I've also added it to my list today to study more art history and biology and marine biology and cellular biology. I'm so excited to become more of an intellectual. I'm very excited to study mathematics and literature and artificial intelligence, especially the mitigation of the risks of artificial intelligence. The list goes on, and I'm really enjoying this era of my life right now, going to the library and studying for hours and hours. I will be making more videos like this in the future. I'm about to be home. I'm going to wind down. I'm going to make dinner really quickly. I'm going to step in the sauna. I have a cheap-ass $75 sauna that I use. Don't ask me about that. It's a long story. And then I'm going to do my creative time. I have an hour each night that I spend specifically brainstorming ideas, because that's when human beings are typically most creative, is that later part of the day. And I also get in the dark, which helps empirically. And then I'm going to go to bed. So today was a really fun day. Try to subscribe and like and whatever. Goodbye.